For air travelers, going through airport security can be one of the most annoying parts of the flying experience. And if you're not a fan of how the Transportation Security Administration runs its checkpoints, well, change may be in the air. Chief Transportation Correspondent and pilot May-Kay Beeler tells us why the certain lawmakers are aiming to change the face of TSA. May-Kay, what are we talking about here? Trying to do away with TSA?
Yeah, what do you think?
Or just change it a little bit here?
I think they want to do away with it.
Do away with it? What are we going to have for security then?
Well, all right, it's going to be privatized.
I think of 9/11 already.
So
When you think about people going through security.
All right, let's dig into this just a little bit. So nobody likes taking their shoes off at security checkpoints. Gross, right? And unless you're blessed with pre-check privileges, you are forced to endure this unpleasantry among other rigorous measures. Well, certain lawmakers have their own gripes with the agency, saying it oversteps and underperforms. And that's why Republicans introduced the Abolish TSA Act of 2025. Senators Mike Lee and Tommy Tuberville spearheaded the bill to eliminate the TSA altogether. Now, with the TSA gone, all commercial airport security would be privatized to, quote, increase cost efficiency and security, unquote. Now, according to Senator Lee, he says the TSA has not only intruded into the privacy and personal space of most Americans, it has also repeatedly failed tests to find weapons and explosives. And according to a report by The Hill, a 2017 undercover test found that TSA screeners failed to find and seize test weapons more than half the time. In 2024, TSA's budget, $10.4 billion.
That is a lot of money when you're talking about the budgets, especially where we're going through with these continuing resolutions, and TSA costs this much money, but it's to keep the flying public safe and the American people safe when they fly, because there's a certain amount of confidence that you have to have when you fly. And, you know, whether you privatize that, and obviously that's one of the things that Republicans want to do with a lot of things with the government agencies, is to privatize them.
Right.
And to think that it's going to be making money off of that, more efficiency. But what are Democrats saying out of this?
Well, you know, some Democrats are concerned about safety. I mean, we rely on the TSA for our security, actually. The FAA is in charge of safety, the TSA, our security. And some Democrats are concerned about potential safety pitfalls with eliminating the TSA, because we know right now this is seems to be a turbulent time in aviation.
There we go. I love it. Got to bring in those good airline and air terms right there. Republicans, you know, they want this, and we've talked about that a little bit. They want to privatize this, and they think they can make some money doing it that way and make it much more efficient. Why was TSA created?
So, you know, those of us of a certain age, we remember, you know, 9/11. After 9/11, George W. Bush Sr. said we're going to do an organization, part of the Homeland Security, Transportation Security Administration, and that's going to be in charge of protecting the nation's transportation. So this has been in place a long time, and TSA's scope includes commercial and general aviation, but not just flying, mass transit systems, freight and passenger, railways or trains, highways, pipelines, and ports, all that according to the official TSA website. Oh, and by the way, huge agency, right? 65,000 employees. They could be laid off or transferred, who knows. They screened 904 million passengers and 494 million checked bags in 2024. It's a lot, a 5.3% increase from 2023. These are busy agents.
Yeah, especially when flying has increased since the pandemic.
And it keeps increasing, right? We have so many records here at Charlotte Douglas International Airport.
Yeah, and also records from TSA. When Charlotte's one of those places where they keep confiscating a lot of guns that are going through. So there's the protection of that. Whether you could, certainly you can take a firearm on a plane as long as you do it properly.
Right, and let's just review that, because the TSA can't say it enough. You can pack heat. You got to put it in your checked bag in a hard-sided locked container, unload it, and you have to let your airline know. You can't carry it on, and people do this all the time, and they do it with a loaded weapon. Can't do it.
Yeah, and I
folks.
think one of the things that we've seen too is like with TSA, whether it's also TSA, whether it's pre-check or clear or whatever, everyone's tried to make this a lot more palatable, a lot easier. But I can honestly say that some of my most anxiety moments of going through the airport or flying experience are going through the TSA. Those little moments right there, getting everything out. Where I've got a bag right here, I got my son to worry about, or trying to get everything through the conveyor belt and through the little scanning machine.
And
So,
have you ever forgotten anything that went through and thought,
always the bottle of water. Or something.
Me too.
Yeah.
The bottle of water. But they're there for our security, and if it's privatized and they can save money but still do an efficient job, bravo. But we can't risk our safety and our security. We'll see what happens.
Yes, we will see and follow this one for sure,
Yes.
as you will. Chief Transportation Correspondent and Pilot May K. Beeler, thanks.